A pediatric neurologist looked at what I was feeding my kids for breakfast and said, "You're setting their brains up to fail before they even get to school." I was shocked because I thought I was making decent choices: cereal and juice, sometimes toast with jam. But she explained that 3 foods I was giving them regularly were literally impairing their brain function, affecting their focus, mood, and learning ability. And 3 foods I wasn't giving them enough of could dramatically improve their cognitive development, emotional regulation, and academic performance. Once I made these changes, my kids' teachers noticed improvements in attention and behavior within 2 weeks, and I saw differences at home in their mood and focus that I couldn't ignore. The 4th food on this list shocked me because I thought it was healthy. If you want to give your child's developing brain the best possible support through nutrition, hit that like button and subscribe right now, because these 6 foods could be either building or damaging your child's brain every single day. Let me start with the 3 foods that hurt your child's brain, because understanding what to avoid is just as important as knowing what to add. The first brain-damaging food is one that most kids eat every single day, and that's refined sugar and sugary processed foods. We're talking about sugary cereals, juice boxes, candy, cookies, pastries, and anything with high amounts of added sugar. Here's what happens in your child's brain when they consume high amounts of sugar. Their blood sugar spikes rapidly, which gives them a burst of energy and hyperactivity. But within an hour or 2, their blood sugar crashes, leading to difficulty concentrating, mood swings, irritability, and fatigue. But the damage goes deeper than just blood sugar fluctuations. Research shows that high sugar consumption in childhood is linked to impaired memory, reduced cognitive function, and even changes in brain structure over time. Sugar also creates inflammation in the brain and disrupts the balance of neurotransmitters that regulate mood and focus. I was giving my kids juice every morning, thinking it was fine because it had vitamins, but juice is basically liquid sugar without the fiber that would slow absorption. When I cut out the juice and sugary cereals, the difference in their morning focus and mood was noticeable within days. The second brain-damaging food is artificial dyes and additives, particularly the ones found in brightly colored processed foods, candies, drinks, and snacks. Studies have shown that artificial food dyes, especially red 40, yellow 5, and yellow 6, are linked to increased hyperactivity, reduced attention span, and behavioral problems in children. Some countries have actually banned or require warning labels on foods containing these dyes because the evidence of harm is so strong, but they're still widely used in American foods marketed to children. I started reading labels and was horrified by how many foods my kids ate daily contained these dyes. Fruit snacks, yogurt, cereal, mac and cheese, candy, and even some breads and crackers. When I switched to versions without artificial colors, my son's afternoon hyperactivity decreased noticeably. His teacher even commented that he seemed calmer and more focused during the last period of the day. The third brain-damaging food, and this is the one that surprised me, is processed vegetable oils and trans fats found in fried foods, packaged snacks, and many processed foods. These include soybean oil, corn oil, and partially hydrogenated oils. These fats cause inflammation throughout the body, including the brain, and they interfere with the brain's ability to use healthy fats that are essential for cognitive function. The developing brain needs healthy fats to build neural connections, and when it's getting damaged fats instead, development is impaired. I thought I was making okay choices by giving my kids crackers, chips, and packaged snacks as quick options, but most of these contain problematic oils. When I switched to whole food snacks like nuts, cheese, fruit, and vegetables with hummus, I noticed they were less cranky and had more stable energy throughout the day. If you want your kids to thrive mentally and emotionally, subscribe and turn on notifications for more science-backed nutrition and parenting strategies. Now let me tell you about the 3 foods that actively build and support your child's brain, because it's not just about avoiding the bad, it's about adding the good. The first brain-building food is eggs, specifically the yolks. Eggs are one of the best sources of choline, which is essential for brain development and memory function. Choline helps build cell membranes in the brain and is a precursor to acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter crucial for learning and memory. Eggs also provide high-quality protein that stabilizes blood sugar and provides amino acids needed for neurotransmitter production. I started making sure my kids had eggs for breakfast at least 4 or 5 times a week, scrambled, hard-boiled, or in omelets. The difference in their morning focus and ability to get through the school day without energy crashes was remarkable. Protein at breakfast is one of the single most important things you can do for your child's brain function and behavior. The second brain-building food is fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel. which provide omega-3 fatty acids that are absolutely critical for brain development. About 60% of the brain is made of fat, and omega-3 south, particularly DHA, are the building blocks of brain tissue. Children who get adequate omega-3 south show better cognitive function, improved focus, better emotional regulation, and reduced risk of ADHD symptoms. The challenge is that most kids don't like fish, so I had to get creative. I made salmon patties with a little honey and soy sauce that my kids would eat. I added canned sardines to pasta sauce where they couldn't really taste them. I also started giving my kids a high-quality omega-3 supplement because getting enough from food alone was difficult. Within a month of increasing their omega-3 intake, my daughter's mood swings decreased and my son's ability to focus on homework improved noticeably. The third brain-building food is berries, particularly blueberries, strawberries, and blackberries. Berries are packed with antioxidants and compounds called flavonoids that protect the brain from oxidative stress and inflammation. Research shows that children who consume berries regularly have better memory, improved learning ability, and enhanced cognitive function. Berries also provide natural sweetness without the blood sugar spike of processed sweets. I started keeping frozen berries on hand and adding them to everything: smoothies, yogurt, oatmeal, or just as snacks. My kids love them because they're sweet, and I love them because I knew I was feeding their brains powerful protective compounds. The beauty of berries is that kids usually like them, so it's an easy brain-building food to incorporate. Comment below and tell me which brain-damaging food does your child eat most often, and which brain-building food are you going to start adding? Here's what happened in our home after I made these changes consistently for 2 months. My kids' energy was more stable throughout the day without the sugar crashes. Their moods improved with less irritability and emotional outbursts. Their focus and attention at school got noticeably better, according to their teachers. And overall, they just seemed more regulated and capable. These weren't dramatic overnight changes, but consistent gradual improvements that compounded over time. I want to be realistic with you. Making these changes wasn't easy at first. My kids resisted because they were used to the sweet processed foods. There were tantrums when I said no to their usual sugary cereal or fruit snacks. But I stayed consistent. I offered the healthier alternatives, and within 2 weeks, as they adjusted. Now they actually prefer the foods that support their brains because they feel better when they eat them. The key is not perfection. I'm not suggesting you never let your child have sugar or processed foods again. But if the foundation of their daily diet is built on brain-damaging foods, you're making it harder for them to focus, learn, regulate emotions, and develop optimally. If the foundation is brain-building foods with occasional treats, you're setting them up for success. Practically speaking, here's what a brain-healthy day of eating looks like for my kids now. Breakfast is eggs with vegetables or oatmeal with berries and nuts. Lunch is a protein like chicken or turkey with vegetables and fruit. Snacks are things like cheese, nuts, fruit, vegetables with hummus or yogurt. Dinner includes a protein, vegetables, and a healthy starch like sweet potato or quinoa. And yes, they still have treats sometimes, but it's not the foundation of their diet anymore. If this video opened your eyes to how food affects your child's brain and behavior, please share it with another parent. So many of us are unknowingly feeding our kids foods that impair their cognitive function and then wondering why they struggle with focus and behavior. Drop a comment and tell me what changes you're going to make, or share what you've noticed when you've changed your child's diet. And make sure you're subscribed because we're building a community of parents who understand that nutrition isn't just about physical health. It's about mental and emotional health too. Thank you for being here and for caring about giving your child's developing. Bring the best possible support through the foods you choose every day.